This is not a comic book movie. This was intense, you guys. So today I went to the first showing of Joker, the first Showtime showing of Joker at the theater that I typically go to. There are a lot of showings they had today. And it's still on my brain right now, and it's been a few hours since I got out of the theater. So I feel like I'm going to have trouble getting my thoughts together. And it's hard to explain and try to explain it well exactly what I thought about this. It was very intense, and Joaquin did an excellent job, as I knew he would. It had this. Okay, so what happened is, there's going to be some slight spoilers in this. I don't have my thoughts together enough to avoid spoilers. So that's a warning about this. I'm going to try to avoid major spoilers, but there's going to be some stuff that just kind of comes into the conversation. The movie sets it up, or the movie is basically showing these things that happen to him, and you sympathize with this guy. It's very tragic, his life. And everything that can go wrong for him goes wrong for him. And he is very mistreated by many people in this film. And so you sympathize with him. You feel very bad for him and the things that he's going through. And it seems so unfair. And it starts off right off the bat. This is not him being a normal person that is beaten down into insanity. It starts off already letting you know that he has mental illness. He's pretty mentally ill. He can, function okay in society. He's got a job. He can interact with people, but he has a mental illness. And consequently, he is mistreated very often because of it. And so, yes, you feel bad for this guy. And, you see things that happen. You know where he's going. You know what's going to happen. By the time he gets there, it's a weird mixture of feeling sorry for him, being disgusted by the things that he's done, very disturbed by the things that he's done, and feeling sorry for him at the same time. It's a strange combination, and you see where things are headed. You know what's going to happen, and you wish you could intervene and stop him, intervene and help him. Not turn your back on him like so many other people in the movie did. He's just for much of the film, he's such a pitiful character. And you just want to help him. And it hurts to see the things that happen to him. And then he reaches a point where he has stepped over lines that are not okay. Yet you still feel bad for him in a lot of ways. It's weird. It's so weird. But it was very masterfully done. I also liked how they wove in his connection with the Wayne family. There's some open-ended stuff with regard to that. I mean, that was the impression I was left with. Some questions that weren't completely answered. You could take it either way. Some people that I felt like, someone was not being honest with him when he went to them with questions.
Did you pick out the dog for me?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Charles couldn't do that.
No, he worked a long day today.
What are you doing?
I'm filming.
Oh.
And it's still going, so go back upstairs so I can finish.
YouTube.
Huh?
Hi, YouTube.
So when he would go to people for answers about questions he had regarding his past, or I mean, I guess that's the way to put it. Anyway, whatever. When he went to them with questions, one of the people, one of them was lying to him. He was getting two different stories. So I'm not sure what the answer to that is, unless something completely went over my head. You could take it either way. You could take it that this was the situation or this was the situation, because both situations were entirely feasible, and you guys will know it when you get to it. I know I'm letting some spoilers through, but I'm trying not to let too many, because I don't want, but I mean, I don't know. If this has any sort of rough correlation with a graphic novel that has come out, then it's possible you guys will know what I'm talking about. I don't know. Grace Randolph from behind the trailer mentioned something about the scene with the talk show at the end, and how there are some similarities with that and some talk show appearance that Joker made in one of the Dark Knight graphic novels. She said it's not exactly the same. They're just elements of it in the scene here in this particular movie. I have not read that graphic novel. I think I have it, but I haven't read it yet. So I don't know how much is the same and how much is different. Another thing that I felt was kind of sad about him was that in the beginning he's just you can tell he's very unhappy. He has mental issues. He can't fit in with society like normal people do. He tries to be good, and he tries to do things that people do when they live their regular life, but by the end of the movie, he has fully embraced his Joker persona. That doesn't happen until the end, though. Like, you see as events, are going out, and he's moving as events are going on. I mean, he's moving closer and closer to that. But the actual Joker himself, as far as with the full makeup and the costume and everything, that part of him does not show up until the very end. So don't expect that Joker's going to be around from the beginning. This is his evolution into Joker. So that part is reserved for maybe the last 15 or 20 minutes. Which, it was not surprising or anything. I didn't go in there expecting that Joker was going to show up right away or even halfway through. So, but just in case anybody did, because of the trailers, how they show him in his makeup and everything, you might think that he's going to be in that, he's going to be that way for a good portion of the film, but that is not the case. And something else that was also just some of the scenes where he is just having such a hard time in his interactions with people, or he's trying to do something that he very much wants to do, but things go horribly wrong for him. It's so painful to watch that, you guys. You just feel so badly for this guy. And, it's just so sad and pathetic, really. This poor character. I mean, I don't know. It's just, there's really no other way to describe it except for sad. Just you feel for this guy. You hurt for him because you see how much he's hurting, and his disability, his illness, is this constant issue for him and preventing him from doing what he wants to do. And it's sad. And at some point, the very first thing that the very first killings that happen, it inadvertently has the effect of making the public sort of group together to this cause, this narrative and this idea that they have, kind of like fighting the system. They see it that way when this happens, And he didn't, like I said, he didn't intend for it to be that way, because the first killings, they were an act of self-defense for the most part. But then he started to see that galvanized the public to his side, even though they didn't know who he was, that he was just this masked, this clown fella. And it, like I said, it galvanized the public, and all the support that he was getting from, the lesser people and the people that were wanting to go and, riot in the streets against the establishment and all that sort of thing. And you can see that he really, he's digging that. He likes that people are sort of seeing things his way, sort of, kind of. And as the film goes on and this builds more and more, by the end of the film, he's completely reveling in it. And obviously by that point, his transformation is complete. He is the Joker. And it's just kind of, it's an interesting metamorphosis to watch on the screen. And Joaquin did an excellent job. I can't say it enough. I mean, I know I've already said it, but he was so good in this film, you guys. Really, it's worth going to watch it just for him, at least, especially if you're a fan of his. If you're a fan of DC Comics, a fan of Joker, Batman, whatever, you should go see this film as well. And yeah, so I guess I can't think of anything else to add. I've just gone all over the place. I tried to be a little bit coherent and organized, but I think I have failed miserably at that. It's just very hard for me to put my thoughts into a good narrative as I'm sitting here thinking about it and still processing what I saw. I probably should have written down my thoughts, but I just don't really have the time to do that, and I just want to talk about it. I just want to talk with someone who's seen it. So anyway, I think that is it for now, you guys. I'm going to wrap this up, and we'll talk with you later. Bye.